Halo is a video game series that was made specifically for consoles with controllers in mind. So of course we'll also be talking about aim assist, and here's a little bit of a insider look by the developers on the aim assist in Halo games.
Each weapon has a few different settings that makes the handling a bit different. One of the biggest parts is the aim assist. So you can see the reticle turns red when I'm close or almost on him. That means that the aim assist is fully engaged and your shots are going to go toward that target. Now, if we turn on the debug stuff here, you'll see a ton of different circles here. This little cross here that you see is actually where the bullets will bend towards, where your aim is actually corrected to. And as I go over him, you'll see it actually snaps to him. It kind of gets back to the center of my actual reticle. And this other angle out here, this is the magnetism. Magnetism basically means that we slow down your turning speed when you get close to an enemy. And the reason for that is that you won't just sweep over him. It'll kind of stick. And also, when you're inside of the magnetism cone, any movement that this guy does, your reticle will try and follow him to correct. So when a guy's strafing, if you're inside of the magnetism, you get a little bit of assistance to help track him. So you have to kind of find that balance where it's helping you enough.
Maybe you don't notice that it's helping that
much.
Right.
If we do our job well, you actually don't have any idea that this is going on.
Yeah, it just feels like you're that badass.
So in this video, I'll be going over whether controller or keyboard and mouse is a better option for Halo 3. So stick around till the end of the video. Also, drop a like and let's try to get this video to 30 likes. And if you're new to my channel, then be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for more Halo videos like this every week. Let's get into the video.
She wants some more. Told her to relax and give her XOXOXOXO. Mommy on that toe. She just wants somebody who would catch her if she falls.
Before I get into the topic of today's video, I do just want to let you know that I do play on both console and PC, and I play with both controller and keyboard and mouse. It really depends on my mood and the game I'm playing. So I do believe that my opinion has some value, and I hope you guys find some value in this video as well. There's a big problem with Halo being brought to PC, and that problem is aim assist for controllers. And in any other game on PC, it would be considered cheating or an aimbot, because essentially that's what an aim assist does. It helps you aim, improves your aim, but for controllers that is very essential. But at certain times I feel like controllers has a huge advantage over keyboard and mouse, and again, this does depend on your skill. Some keyboard and mouse players can certainly outgun and outperform people who use controllers despite there being aim assist and despite the controller players being good. I decided for this video I would give it a try myself, use controller for a few matches and then switch to keyboard and mouse and see how my performance is and how different my performance was between using a controller and using a keyboard and mouse. Right away when I started using controller, I knew that I could be more lazy with my aim. I didn't have to try as hard as using a keyboard or mouse to be accurate, because I knew the aim assist would compensate for my accuracy and for any mistakes I do make when aiming, and I don't see myself scoping in as much as I do with keyboard and mouse. In my experience at least, I found my playstyle change a little bit. I found myself pushing more gunfights, playing a bit more aggressively, but in turn I did make a little bit more mistakes. It caused a bit more frustration, but I did feel comfortable because I had aim assist by my side. Even though I was dying a little bit more, I was being more aggressive, and I did find it really fun, especially when using a battle rifle and playing Team SWAT, because in Team SWAT it's all about those headshots, and when you have a controller, headshots are so much easier to get compared to using a keyboard and a mouse. mouse. Aim assist isn't the most perfect thing, and it doesn't need to be, and if you have that skill, then you're not really going to struggle when you use different weapons in Halo, like the sniper rifle. I suffer from lack of accuracy with a controller because I don't use controllers that much anymore in FPS games. So when I was playing Team Snipers with a controller, I did struggle a little bit more. I did feel the aim assist still, and especially when I scoped in with the sniper rifle, I really noticed the aim assist the most, but for the most part, it was a bit harder for me to use sniper rifles as opposed to using sniper rifles with keyboard and mouse. Towards the end of the video, I will tell you whether or not I think aim assist and controllers are overpowered on Halo on PC. So be sure to stick around for that. So now I'll be talking about my experience with keyboard and mouse and whether or not I think keyboard and mouse is better than controllers and aim assist for Halo. I switched back to keyboard and mouse right after using a controller and recorded that as well, and in this gameplay I'm using keyboard and mouse and I automatically felt like I was back at home. It felt natural using keyboard and mouse once again, of course, because it's what I use normally in any of the FPS games I play on PC now. So the one thing I did notice directly in comparison from using a controller and keyboard and mouse is that when using a battle rifle or any precision rifle, you can't be as lazy with keyboard and mouse as you could be with a controller, simply because with controller you have that aim assist, and with battle rifles and carbon rifles in particular with keyboard and mouse, it just feels different. Something feels off, and I believe it's the hit registration, hit delay. There's something that just doesn't feel right with these precision weapons in Halo on PC when you're using a keyboard and mouse. This is not the case for me with controller because of the aim assist, and it's not as noticeable with the aim assist. So with that being said, I think they could do a little bit more tweaking on the keyboard and mouse side of things when it comes to Halo on PC. I know 343 has addressed an issue with hit delay, hit registration. I'm not sure if they fixed it already, and if they have, I believe it does need a little bit more tweaking. It's not perfect. Perhaps shrink down the crosshairs for the battle rifle for keyboard and mouse, or just make it where the bullets are a little bit more accurate, they register it more, no delay, hit delay. There is some math and whole equation 343 has released about it, so I know it's not an easy fix. It's something that's super complicated. After playing Team SWAT with keyboard and mouse, I switched over to Team Snipers. Team Snipers is a better game mode for me, at least when I'm playing with keyboard and mouse, and there's a few factors for that. One, it's a bit easier to kill people, especially if you're accurate, and when you have a smaller crosshair like you do with a sniper rifle in the Halo games, it's a bit easier to tell where your shots are going to land, and the bullets feel like they register a bit better than they do with battle rifles. It's important to note, regardless of what you're using, whether it's a controller or a keyboard or mouse, using a sniper rifle does require more skill, and if you're better with a keyboard or mouse, then I suggest you go that route as opposed to using a controller when playing a game mode like Team Snipers. However, when you come across people who are good with a controller in Team Snipers, or if they use a sniper rifle, you may see that they are one-shotting you to the head all the time, and that's just simply because of their skill. And the same goes with people who are using keyboard and mouse. However, keyboard and mouse is a more dominant peripheral as opposed to controller, because when you're using your arm and your wrist, it's easier to use that as opposed to using your thumb. So I do believe that in a game mode like Team Snipers, that keyboard and mouse players will dominate a little bit more than those who are using controllers. Even though I always use keyboard and mouse now for all of my FPS games, if I was familiar with controller, if I was better with a controller, I would certainly use a controller more in Halo as opposed to keyboard or mouse, simply for the aim assist and because ultimately Halo is a game that was made for controllers in mind, not keyboard and mouse, and that really shows when Halo was ported to PC. So which is better to use on Halo for PC, controller or keyboard and mouse? And this answer isn't going to be the answer you will get for other games on PC. But my answer from my experience is controller, and that's because controller has the aim assist, and aim assist is so strong on Halo. Halo is a game made for controllers in mind. It's a game made for consoles. So just for that, controller definitely is a better option to use. However, if you are already good with keyboard and mouse, then you may want to consider sticking to keyboard and mouse and staying with that, because you will have a better time as opposed to using a controller, because as anything in life, using something for the first time is going to take some time to get used to. You're not going to be automatically good with a controller if it's your first time using that. Even though there is aim assist on controller, if it is your first time using a controller, you are going to have a lot of issues and struggle using that. So you might as well stay using a keyboard or mouse. But for all of those people who are already familiar with a controller, they are going to have an advantage in this game on PC against those who are using keyboard and mouse, and that's just the reality of things. If you think I'm wrong, let me know down in the comment section below. I am open for discussion on this. If you want me to do a video like this for the other Halo games within the Master Chief Collection for PC, let me know down in the comment section below. Also, if you have any questions about the equipment I use, feel free to ask, and I could do a video on that kind of thing if you guys want me to. Just let me know. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Peace.
With